Welcome back to 5forFive. I'm Shirokobrod.
I'm Ryan Smith.
It's really hot outside. Springtime is here. It's May in Maryland. It's like at least 90 degrees today. It feels like 110, probably 85 now.
That's why I got a sweatshirt on.
Exactly, because all of this makes perfect sense. Catch you up. This is 5forFive, in which we spend 5 minutes to give you really 5 days worth of things to think through. That fair?
That's fair.
This is episode 3. Let's get into it. All right, 5 minutes on the timer and go. I'm gonna kick it off today.
You got it.
What I want to talk about is we've been kind of preaching against this for as long as I can remember, definitely regularly for the last 2 years, and it's the vilification of movement and body parts. This is huge. Let me break this down. Have you ever said this? I have a bad knee, I have a bad back, I have a bad fill in the blank. All the time here, whether it's members or when we meet somebody for the first time, they come in and tell us why they can't do something or can't do movement, and it's usually because of that quote-unquote bad body part. So this idea is instilled somewhere along the line. Some of it is probably naturally, because sometimes we don't know how to name or classify a body part aside from bad. It's just a relative term. This side is good, therefore this side is bad because it hurts. We get that, but then the more you say it, the more you start to believe it. That's where words matter really comes into play, because the more you say, I have a bad knee, I have a bad ankle, I have a bad back, the more you start to believe and the more you start to limit yourself instead of finding solutions. You are stuck in a problem instead of trying to find a solution. And what most people do when they're stuck in that problem is avoid instead of tackle and deal with. So we're very, very cognizant of this, and we jump on it every time. It's okay to acknowledge that you have an issue, but most people don't have a bad back. What you have is pain, or you have an episode that your back is not acting like you want it to, or you have symptoms, or you have aches, things like that. That doesn't mean your back is bad, or your knee is bad, or any of those parts are bad. It just means they're not acting, you're not feeling what you want to feel. And there's usually, most cases, a solution to that problem. So we stay away from vilifying body parts and movements. We don't say bending forward is bad when you lift weight, or arching backwards is bad for your discs or your back, because that's not true. There is no bad movement. Do not vilify your body parts, and definitely do not vilify movements. It's mine. 2.5 minutes again!
You know, even the best villains in my favorite movies still have a hint of good in them.
I see what you did there. The most complex characters.
Yeah, see?
The favorite villains.
So for me, I'm going to kind of come off that as well in the vilification, you could say, of the big Globo gym type thing. So, you know, Planet Fitness's, Gold's Gym, Anytime, 24-hour. There's probably a host other I'm missing, but and I've been guilty of this in the past too, of really poo-pooing on those things, of saying poo-pooing, yes, poo-pooing on
Great
those
poo-pooing.
things. Yes, great poo-pooing. Of those types of gyms, and the kicker is that that should be the case, and I need to take some of that initial reaction I had to those things back. Those gyms are great, right? They are great avenues for people to first start out and finding solutions to sometimes things that they have going on in their body, or to addressing their health. And for everything I think it lacks, it does create that avenue for people to begin their own journey as an individual to take care of their own health. It gives them a chance to look at YouTube videos and figure out what they need to do in the gym. It gives them a chance to try weights, try aerobic exercise, try group classes and stuff like that. It gives them an opportunity to take that first step, and I think we underestimate that. Now the kicker is oftentimes that isn't sustainable, and I think that those gyms are a great first step for lots of people, or in that first initial phase of their journey. But at some point, a coach, somebody to guide you, somebody to work with, to direct you, is going to allow you to achieve what you want to achieve. but those gyms allow an ability to be curious and test out things for your own health and physical capacity. And that ability for those things to provide that avenue, I think, is huge. And also financially at a relatively low cost, which I think most people is a great way for them not to take too much risk into it. Because when you go into a coach, you go into a relationship, a lot of people view that as a risk. And I think this is a very low risk way to do that. So keep doing that. But if that's not getting you exactly where you want to go, or you can kind of take that next level, then find appropriate coaches or facilities like that, such as Recharge.
Good plug at the end.
Can I make it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Couple seconds to go.
Close it out.
Yeah, and it's frictionless, right? What can you do that takes away threat or takes away the roadblocks? What can you do to take away you saying no? Because that's usually the hardest thing. It's not what makes you say yes, it's what will make you say no. A lot of times it's cost, it's location, it's time involvement, all the risk factors, and sometimes those gyms are that initial frictionless experience to get you to somewhere else. It's a good point. So I mean, you see those videos on Facebook all the time of people doing something silly at the gym.
Yes.
No one really talks that they're there. Right? So that's 5forFive. It is so. I don't know how you have that sweatshirt on. It's so hot right now. Can you feel how hot it is right now as you're watching right now? Because it's hot. Just sitting next to it makes me feel hotter. All right, 5 minutes are up. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, our website.
And just call them Twitter. He pointed at them. You are not Twitter. Don't take it personally. He was just pointing in that direction. Catch you again next week on 5forFive.